Hey guys, what's up? It's Olivia. Welcome back to Olivia's Grad School Vlogs, where I like to share my experience as a media effects graduate student here at Penn State. In today's video, I'm just going to be giving you a life update of how this semester has been going so far. So I'm finishing up week 4 of my second semester as a PhD student in the Mass Communications program, and this semester I'm taking 3 classes and then facilitating an online course, so like teaching, but I don't know. It's really a self-study, and I just send an email a couple times a week and grade all their discussion boards. I'm not actually giving lectures, so I hesitate to call it teaching, but I am technically the instructor of record for that course. So I'm taking 2 methods classes and then an independent study. My first methods class is a qualitative research methods course. So I am very quantitative social science, experiments and surveys. I had my hand at a content analysis over the summer, and that's definitely my wheelhouse, but I do think it is good to learn qualitative methods, and I am really enjoying it so far. For the final project, I already know I'm doing semi-structured interviews. Thus far, we haven't really discussed actual methods yet. It's been the first few weeks of like, here's the ethics, here's the philosophy of qualitative, here's how it's different, you know, than like a quantitative approach. But pretty soon we are gonna be learning about like how to do a semi-structured interview and things like that, and so that can definitely inform quantitative research, and so I really am trying to pair that project nicely with stuff I'm doing in my more quantitative classes. Other methods class is called the Design and Effects of Media Messages. So it's really about how we create experiments and how we're gonna set up those media messages that we use for stimuli in our experiments. I'll be honest, I have been taking research methods courses since I was 17, 18 years old, since I was a freshman in college. And so I'm really getting over having to take methods courses. But I have learned a couple of things so far that I am going to carry with me like throughout my career as a researcher. So I am glad that I've taken this course. Probably the most important thing that I think all of us are now, like I was talking about this with my friend the other day, we're like, oh my god, we're never gonna forget stimulus sampling to avoid case category confounds. So let me explain what this is to you really quickly. So let's say I want to do an experiment and I want to see how people perceive female versus male newscasters. So I show them either the video of Kyle the male newscaster, or Katie, the female newscaster, and at the end, I look at the means and I'm like, oh, people liked Katie so much more than like Kyle, therefore people like to see women newscasters better than men newscasters. Well, you don't actually know if it's women versus men, or if people just liked Katie a lot more than they liked Kyle. It could be either that they hate Kyle, so Katie's better than someone who's awful, or it could be that they just really like Katie, and so no one was gonna compare to that. So this is what we call a case category confound. So it might not be the male versus female, it might be this specific case that you chose, Katie versus Kyle. That might be the reason why you found these effects. So to get around that, we do something called stimulus sampling. So instead of just having Katie, I would also get a video of Rebecca and Shaniqua and whoever else, you know, like 3 to 5 female newscaster videos and then 3 to 5 male newscaster videos, then throw it into the study and see what results I have. That way I know it's not just the difference between Katie or Kyle, but I can more firmly say, yes, females are respected more as newscasters than males. Also, I'm completely making up this example, so I have no idea how people perceive male versus female newscasters. So I'm also taking that with me as I design my experiment for my 3rd class, which is an independent study. It is health and media effects, and my professor, Dr. Myrick, is so amazing, and she completely tailored the reading list to media and mental health, which is the area that I really want to like niche myself as, like brand myself as a researcher. So every single week I'm learning about how like health communication intersects with like mental health communication and media. So I'm actually so excited for this class. Like each week I'm really excited to do the reading, and I'm also really excited for my project. This is a project that I've been thinking about for a couple of years now, And I think having Dr. Myrick's guidance with this is going to be so incredibly helpful. During my master's program, I had her as my media effects professor, and that's where I pitched my thesis idea as a paper. And she's the one who really helped me like craft and mold my study so that it was doable as a thesis. So I'm really excited to have like her guidance and her insight again on this project. I think it's going to be so incredibly helpful, and again, it's something I've been wanting to do for a few years, so I'm glad that I'm finally able to carry it out and learn more about this field. The class that I am facilitating slash teaching is basically an intro to mass communications class. They do like self-study. They're actually World Campus students, which is Penn State's online program. So like I said, I really just send like a welcome email each week, and then I grade all of their discussion boards. What's kind of funny is when I took Intro to Mass Communications when I was an undergrad, I took it over the summer through my community college, and it was like an online independent study, like self-study kind of a thing. So it's funny that now it's like I'm on the other side of it as like the instructor for students who are learning it and consuming it the same exact way that I did several years ago. What is so fantastic is, so this semester I'm doing Intro to Mass Communications. Last semester I taught research methods, like actually like taught it. And those are two courses that on every single job advertisement that I've seen, they want you to be able to teach Intro to Mass Comm and research methods. It typically says we expect you to be able to teach these like lower division classes and then an upper division course in your specific area. So for me, like media effects, or maybe even like a health and media effects someday. But the fact that I'm getting experience right now as a student teaching these courses that I know that jobs like want to see that you can teach and are comfortable teaching, that is so incredibly helpful. As far as research goes, I did rejoin my research lab this semester. So last semester I was working on my own research. I submitted a cut down copy of my thesis to a journal. I submitted our catfish content analysis to a conference, and then my friend and I were finishing up getting another study ready to collect data. So my thesis was rejected from a journal, our content analysis was rejected, and the other one is currently gathering data, but it's been gathering data for a couple weeks. We have three participants. So honestly, the rejections are fine. For my thesis, at least it didn't get desk rejected. It did get sent to reviewers, and so I got a lot of feedback from them, and I totally get their feedback. I'm like, yes, okay, so like I need to fix certain things. I need to restructure my literature review a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna need to talk with my advisor at some point and be like, okay, do you think if I just like make these changes and restructure it, it's worth submitting again? Or should I also do a study 2 and redo it with doing stimulus sampling? But yeah, so rejected, but like, it's okay. I am still going to work on that paper. I don't think it's a lost cause at all. For our content analysis, I'm very salty about the rejection just because one person gave it like a high score and the other person gave it a low score and said this should have been an experiment, not a content analysis. So that's ridiculous. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to judge what you're presented, and we presented you with a content analysis, so you need to look at this as a content analysis, not say this should have been an experiment. So regardless of that, we are still going to not fluff up, but like bulk up the literature review a bit and really make our case clear on why this is important, why this is a content analysis, why a different quantitative approach was not appropriate for this, and we're gonna submit it to another conference. So hopefully with that one we'll get better feedback other than this should have been an experiment. Outside of that, life with, I don't know, COVID and it being winter and online classes, I don't know, it still just feels like the same day every single day. I have been good about taking one day off each week, which is very necessary and very important. Honestly, the snow hasn't been bothering me as much as it usually does, and I think it's because I don't have to wait at a bus stop for like 40 minutes multiple times a day. I am ready for it to like be gone whenever it's ready, but at this point in my life, it's actually not affecting me as much as it has in previous semesters. I also see my friend Olivia about 3 times a week, which is nice. We don't plan on seeing each other 3 times a week, but like earlier this week I was like, hey, I have to pick up a book from the library. you want to ride with me while I go downtown and just wait in the car? And she was like, yeah. So I went and like picked her up, and we went like as I ran that errand. But still, you know, you get to see another human, so that's really nice. If you want to keep up with me in daily life, I do post quite a bit to my story on Instagram, so follow me on there if you're interested in seeing that. But I think that's all the update I have. This semester is going good so far. It's just, you know, it's long and I wish COVID weren't here, but it is what it is. I'm gonna wear my mask and go out as little as possible. Let me know how you guys are doing down in the comments section below. Tell me if there's anything fun you've been watching on TV. We just got Discovery Plus, so I've been watching Hometown. I love Hometown. I want Ben and Aaron to do my house for me someday. I love their style. So that's what I've been watching. I've also been re-binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I love. I binged it this summer and I'm rewatching again. Love that show, love the series, love every single character. It's great. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Hulu. All right, anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Keep dreaming out loud, and I will see you guys next time.